What is good, YouTube? I'm back again with another video for you guys, and today we are reacting to everything that failed Gen Z. Yo, I haven't done a reaction video in a couple of days. I actually haven't been uploading as often as I usually do. I still upload every day, but then I've been slacking. I'm not going to lie, I've been slacking. I usually upload every single day, 3 videos a day, but then bruh, it's not easy. But anyways, let's look at everything that has failed Gen Z.
No stranger to talking about the absolute bullshit that goes on with every generation. And as society starts to advance, there's always a guarantee of a new generation that's worse than the last. So today we're going to be talking about things that ruined our generation and put us on an unequivocal downfall. And honestly, I'm kind of realizing that I have way too many videos on generations and shit. So this is gonna be the last one for a while. Buckle in. The first one is a social media app that houses the most beauty. Okay, cut the drum roll. It's TikTok. I don't think anyone should be surprised by this. Now, coming from someone who started.
Now let me tell you guys about TikTok, yeah? Thing about me, my relationship with TikTok, I'm not going to say it's good, it's very bad. But I remember when TikTok first came out, I had a girlfriend at the time and she would make TikToks. And I used to be like, yo, why are you always on that app? What's up with TikTok? Like, why are you always on it? I think I was 20 and she was 18. And like she was just always on it, bro. And in my mind, I'm like, bro, what is up with TikTok? Like, I don't see the hype. One day I was at work and I just scrolled TikTok for 10 minutes. And then I realized, fuck, TikTok is the #1 app. Like, TikTok is actually the best app out there, It's actually the best app. It's better than Instagram. It's better than Twitter. It's so nice. But at the same time, it can be so detrimental. Me personally, I told myself that, yo, if I'm going to be on this thing, that means that I have to post on it just so that at least I'm being productive. You get what I'm saying? But then nah, bro, like TikTok is just it's just something. I feel like TikTok definitely did fail our generation, bro. Cause I don't know what it's going to look like when we're like older and when we're like in our 40s and 50s, and like, is TikTok still going to be a thing?
Making content on TikTok with the famous ad Charlie D'Amelio and managed to escape the hey, ain't you that nigga on TikTok allegations. Actually, I do still get that, but I'll take it as a compliment that you know me from somewhere. I can't fully start off with hate on the Brain Dead app. Like, there is things I've learned that are actually useful.
How to not get fucked in the ass.
I know all the memes about kids' attention span being fraud to the max are mostly jokes, but I genuinely think governments somewhere need to do some test studies of this stuff because it can't be okay. If I was growing up as a kid with unlimited content I could scroll forever with until the end of time, I probably would have sat there like the Gen Alpha kids too, honestly. I really knew this attention span was a problem when I would be talking with some of my friends in a Discord, and at the slightest pause or stop of our conversation, I hear the loudest blast of TikTok sounds blasting my ear because a nigga doesn't know how to mute his mic. It's like someone who has to get their vape hit in the next 5 minutes or they'll start going insane. And speaking of vaping, man.
Bro, vaping. Oh my god.
And I really...
Vaping is something that I'm happy that I never got into. The thing that I got into that really slowed me down, and I know that I need to cut it out, is alcohol. There was a point in time that there was a point in time that I would drink. So I worked in a restaurant, and there was a point in time that, bro, after every single shift, I would drink. And then on the weekend, I would drink, bro, what would I drink? I'd finish half a bottle of vodka on Friday, half a bottle of vodka on Saturday, recover on Sunday, and then start drinking, like, after every shift, Monday till Friday again. Like, I was actually an alcoholic. But then vaping is something that I'm happy that I never picked up, because I know I think nicotine is more addictive than alcohol as a drug,
thought this smoking was gonna be nipped in the bud with our generation. But not only has it gotten worse, people be considering you a loser if you don't do it. Like, when did we get to the point in this generation that if you're sober and hanging out with friends somewhere, you're a boring person? If you're genuinely one of those people that makes fun of someone for just wanting to be sober hanging out somewhere, you're a loser. But the main thing, guy, think of vaping is. Y'all never got scared of those smoking ads they would play on TV as a kid? You know, the ones with the lady and the hole in her neck who would always be going like, here's how we done on the neck. First I gotta...
Sorry, I shouldn't be laughing. But that shit is actually scary. It is scary. Bruh. True. That shit is crazy. Me personally, have I ever vaped? I think I've hit a vape one time, but then it just never appealed to me. Until this day, I'm so happy that it never appealed to me, bro.
But the white monster your throat, and we're gonna get you to make a sandwich. That gave me some psychological scars, dude. Like, I know she definitely dropped dead a year after those ads. So for you vaping fiends right now, that's the future I hope y'all are prepared for. I'm gonna be trying to put in some golf balls into them holes in y'all's necks. It should never be to the point where kids use their bathroom breaks in school to hit their vapes. This is why our education is on an absolute spike of a downfall. At least back then, when kids would smoke cigarettes, everyone in a 5-mile radius would catch the smell. With vapes as purified air, the most you're smelling is mango flavor, so you're not getting caught. That means little Timmy who starts vaping in 4th grade is going to continue until his inevitable death at 30 years old. The next thing we got is OnlyFans. Y'all know how grandmothers and great-grandmothers are seen as the most wholesome figures of existence?
Yeah, let's see where he's going with this.
Sitting in rocking chairs, knitting sweaters, and baking cookies. I've really been thinking in the future, what the are grandmothers gonna be looked at like?
I think the exposure, but that's the thing though, the same way, I truly believe that the same way people move today is how people moved back then. But the fact that we have so much media coverage covering how people are moving, it has people more aware of that, women can move a certain way. As a guy, bro, growing up, I don't know, it's just always, women are these sweet, dainty, amazing creatures that can do no wrong. But the older you get, the more you realize that, yo, that's not true. A woman can actually wreck you if you're not careful. And that's okay. That's okay. That's just how life is,
Are they gonna be sitting in rocking chairs and telling the little kids the story of how back in 20...
That's okay, but you just need to learn how to accept that that is how life is. Not every woman is a good woman, not every man is a good man. That's just the truth about life,
24, they took big black number 7 at the skyline view of Miami, and how you should always enjoy the beauty of life because in that moment, I did. At the same time, I can't really hate on them chasing an obvious bag in their face, and the dudes who buy the OnlyFans are actually all to blame, really. But my god, these OnlyFans are so unstandable. One of my safest havens on the internet is meme pages I follow online. And every time I see one of these OnlyFans hoes randomly pop up in a meme page I'm following, I immediately want to go berserk. I'm not trying to see your full asshole spread in a meme page I'm following called Cute Funny Dog Memes. People would already be on their incognito tabs if they wanted to see that. And the fact that it's just commonplace for a girl to open an OnlyFans on her 18th birthday is weird. Because I hope these girls know the dudes that are buying these when they turn 18 are not in their age range. They already know how to work the system for free. It's old ass dudes sitting there with sweat dripping from their face just waiting for the day to pop up. Your whole life being ruined before it even started is crazy. She could legit still be in high school and have that open. And unless you're a celebrity or famous, then yeah, you're not making any money from that OnlyFans. Shout out to all the women in my life who chose the path of working hard careers and...
You know what's crazy? If you're ever being real, I'm not even gonna scap. I know a couple of OnlyFans models, in real life, in my day-to-day. Well, not my day-to-day, I know them online. And I've spoken to them personally. And it's crazy, when you click the link, it's $10, bro. It's $10. And in a generation where, the standards for men, apparently, at least that's what the internet says, not in real life. In real life, I see people getting in relationships all the time. But the standards for men are so high that, now it's okay, I might as well just pay for the OnlyFans. So, I get that. I'm not saying that it's good, bro. I'm not saying that it's good. But on the other hand, all I can say is, I understand. I understand.
getting where they are. Because you could have got a bad spawn like being Lana Rhodes' kid or an upcoming Bad Baby's kid. I could put a parlay bet that them kids are probably not making it alive past the age of 12. And since we're speaking of OnlyFans, let's talk about the OnlyFans for men male podcast. I've already made videos on both of these already, so I'm not gonna go too in depth. But at this point, there is nothing to say on a male podcast already that's already been said.
Bro, so when it comes to male podcasts, I'm gonna break it down for you, bro. There was a point in time that like I used to be so into the red pill thing. But mind you, this was because at that time I was going through a nasty breakup. Like I was going through, I was going through like my first heartbreak, and it was, I'm not gonna cap, it was actually quite painful. I'm happy that I've healed, I've recovered. It was 5 years ago, but at the same time, 5 years ago was like the rise of like dating gurus and all of that, and the internet's really like becoming like a thing. Like 5 years ago was when like the internet started to like rise and peak. Yeah. So like it was just very, very easy to like get people on that wave, and like it was susceptible to like young kids, because like when it comes to like understanding women, people don't know, you know. And at the same time, how to be a man. Now that I'm older, I've realized that a lot of my friends did not grow up with their dads. Like me personally, I had my dad in my life, and I thank God every day that I had my dad in my life. But like the average guy, they actually did not have their dad in their life, bro. They didn't have that. So now that like I'm older, I'm thankful to God that I had my dad, and my dad showed me love. Um, I watched, the red pill thing for like 2 years, and one day I said, nah, like this is not me, bro. Like I don't want to have 20 wives. I don't want to have, you know, hoes. Like ideally, like if I'm being real, if I had my one beautiful young princess that cared about me for me, then I'll be chilling. But then that whole red pill thing that guys watch, and these dating coaches and these dating gurus, like I'm sorry, it's just not for me, bro.
Ever since these started popping off, I've already heard the same things every time. To be a high value man, you need 6 figures and a man cheating as a woman is not the same. If you cry in front of your girl, you might as well get a divorce. The milk's been sucked out the cow's titties, man. You gotta venture into something else. And I think it's kind of falling off, and dudes are realizing that maybe watching male podcasts all day instead of actually going outside and getting some is not the way to do it. Do you ever notice the dudes that watch these people constantly almost never have relationships? Honestly, there's not a single male podcaster I could ever actively watch in my YouTube rotation. And the worst thing to me is a lot of these dudes be damn near middle-aged men arguing about this. This is the type of talk you should hear from a college gym locker room. Y'all niggas gotta worry about starting families. But I know for a fact every guy watching this knows at least one dude that's an insane rider to these guys. The next thing we got is COVID. Okay, breathe in and breathe out. I wanted to ease the list a little down with something we couldn't control. I swear, it doesn't even...
I'm not going to lie, COVID ruined that generation, bro. COVID definitely impacted my life, bro. Bro, my dad had COVID, and that's how my dad died. And ever since my dad died, bro, I'm not going to cap, I've been going through it. So it's been hard. Life has just been coming at me like crazy. Hopefully January 19th it ends, but ever since COVID, bro, like I've actually been going through it like crazy. COVID was a time, bro. I can't believe that they locked all of us. I can't believe they locked all of us up. Like there was a mandatory lockdown, and for a period of time, if you actually went outside, people would look at you crazy. Isn't that insane?
Feel like it's 2024. I'm still in the same world of 2020. It's baffling. How are we closer to 2030 than 2016? COVID caused the Thanos blip, and ever since, I've been derealized from life. Everyone's social skills after COVID got nerfed a solid 10 centuries. And society at this point is the most antisocial it's ever been. Like, why is there kids out there genuinely scared to ask the cashier for ketchup packets? Y'all got it lost. Standing like Hinata and asking for some barbecue sauce with your fries. And I blame COVID because I swear I don't remember it being this bad before. You don't gotta be super extroverted and introduce yourself to every person you meet on the street like you're Willy Wonka, but at least ask for the damn sauce packets. Also, our education from COVID times is definitely going to have a detrimental effect on us in the future. Like, let me ask everybody right here, do you have a genuine core school lesson moment you remember from Zoom class? Nah, nigga, that was for nap time. Society would have been better taken off 2 years years of school, then coming back to learn from where we left off. Now I understand why it's always been a favorite to do in-person classes rather than online classes. And for assignments, not a single person was actually doing that. This was prime Warzone time. Prime Among Us time. No one was
prime NBA 2K time, bro. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about NBA 2K20. That was the 2K20. Sorry, that was the NBA 2K that I put my blood, sweat, and tears into. I put time into it. To be honest, if I was making NBA 2K content in 2020, only God knows what my life would look like right now, you know? Like, that was a time, bro.
actually doing their work without cheating unless if they had to. The next thing we got is canceling. Now, we all know canceling. I don't really gotta explain it at all, and I have a whole video on it. But I know Gen Alpha's gonna make fun of Gen Z and millennials for being such with this.
Look, cancel culture? Yeah, miss me with that bullshit, bro. If nobody is killing anybody, no one is doing anything crazy, I don't really give a fuck about cancel culture. You know, as long as you're not like doing any bad things to young kids, raping people, killing people, I don't really give a fuck about like things like that.
I would say the peak of cancellation times was like 2016 to 2022.
Holy hell, were those the worst times to be on the internet?
I'll never forget when Twitch banned the words of virgin and simp because people got offended by it. Me personally, I think they were trying to defend their main source of income, but that's just a theory. I miss you, Matt Pat. I'm so happy canceling has died down because if it was still like that to this day, I know I wouldn't be able to handle it. It was kind of weird that the solution was just ignore people on Twitter. Who would have thought? The next thing we got is makeup. Now, hold on. Let me explain it, okay?
This is a big one, bruh. This is a big one.
I obviously could give a rat's ass if you want to put on the makeup that you bought with your own money. F it, you want to look like those weird-looking UK girls' makeup that's damn near blackface, go for it. But because of social media, it's causing little girls to be insecure about their looks. All they see is those videos that go like, doing my makeup tutorial plus story time. And they get fed that shit 24/7, so they think they gotta look like that all the time.
That's true. Women's content is very different from male's content. But I will say, my last relation, I've been single for a long time. I've been single for like 3 years, you know. But in my last relationship, one thing that stood out to me was the girl always put makeup on. For the first 2 to 3 months of knowing her, she always had makeup on. You know, so this is true, and the things that women view on social media versus what men view is very different. Like I'm going to post this, and I'm not worried about a woman watching my YouTube video because this is mostly men's topics. But then this makeup thing, I'm telling you, like women obsess over this makeup thing and looking good, and sometimes they look at themselves with makeup on and it's like they're like, yes, this is how I look, like this is me. But then, bro, I'm not going to talk too much about it, bro. It's none of my business for real. Like do whatever makes you happy, bro.
I only learned this in high school too because my friend always had her makeup on professionally every day. Like you would think she was going to a makeup artist before school every day. And she told me that she wakes up 2 hours before school just to get ready.
I'm telling you, bro, it's insane.
School's already way too early and you're adding extra time to that? And I think it's much more of a common thing that happens than guys think. Even on social media, most women will post some type of filter with their photos on even if you can't tell. Nowadays, there's even reports of kids in like elementary school and middle school doing this. And I blame these damn TikTok getting all dressed in the makeup department for an activity like school sounds so tiring. You should be pulling up instead with funeral clothes on. The next thing we've got is men versus women. Now I know this
Men versus women will not kill me, bro. Men versus women will not kill me, bro. Like I'm telling you that, like it's so exhausting. It's so exhausting. Like now, like I actually love women, bro. Like I like women. I like talking to women. I think that like when a woman is involved in any activity, it makes the activity 10 times more fun. But now that there's a whole gender war going on and men hate women and women hate men, it's not that fun anymore, bro. It really is not that fun.
This might sound confusing to place here because duh, it's always been a thing. But never have I seen a generation like ours have women hating men more than ever and men hating women more than ever. So I prepared this controversial statement targeted towards the internet on this topic. Excuse me, everyone. Men need women, and women need men. I know. So brave of me. I'll take my Nobel Peace Prize to go. There should be no reason 12-year-old girls are saying all men need to be put to death. And
12-year-old girls, like what? Like what do you even know? And this is true.
there should be no reason 12-year-old boys are saying all women are objects. Growing up, the most I thought as a kid was girls had cooties. And most of the time, the people who are extreme on each of these sides base everything off like a couple of experiences. Then they end up in a rabbit hole they can never leave because it digs them deeper and deeper. Which is why you have those extreme hate all men girls and those extreme loser podcast dudes. It's funny because I swear we were taught growing up not to base things just off one experience. With their logic, if someone who's white has a couple of black people do some bad things to them, they could just go in public and be like, you know what? Maybe I do hate all black people. That's y'all, by the way. But it's annoying when stuff like this bleeds into real life. I've met people from both of these spectrums, and I'll tell you, it's not a fun experience. I'm never really around them for too long. I'm proud to say I've never said some TikTok brainwashing like I hate all women. It's one thing to joke about it, but to genuinely say I hate all men or I hate all women.
Do you see how dumb that sounds? Do you see how dumb that sounds? Do you see how dumb that sounds? I hate all men. I hate all women. Do you see how dumb that sounds, bro? It sounds so dumb to me.
Is very sad. And it feels like with our generation, I see it a lot more than I should. And the last thing we got is slang. Now, it's no doubt that our generation has the most slang than every other one combined, but that is the main problem. Slang gets way too overused nowadays, and it's kind of ruined the appeal to it. With early 2010 slang, it felt like people was saying it for years before it actually got overused. Like, I remember when everyone was saying YOLO, and it went on for a solid amount of time. But nowadays, every word gets so used and abused, it starts to lose its meaning. Let's take, for example, glazing. This is one I noticed in real time. When people first started saying glazing about last year to 2 years ago, it was because someone was actually idling someone to the point of no return. But nowadays, if you say someone even inspired you online, you're getting a barrage of glazing.
Yeah, exactly. Like glaze, like me personally, like is it really glazing if I just appreciate someone's, like how someone is online? And I'm going to end the video there, and I'm just going to yap about glazing for a bit. Like, is it really glazing? Like, I have so many friends that do a lot of cool shit on the internet, bro. Like, I have friends that are really like killing it on the internet, and bro, I be reposting their shits. I be in their comment section. I'm like, yo, you guys are actually like so cool, bro. Like, you guys, I think you guys are so cool. Is it really glazing, or am I just being like a decent human being, bro? I don't know. But anyways, you guys, that's the video, man. Shout out to you if you stay till the end.